All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're going to demystify a topic that every single language learner bumps up against. How do we really learn to read well in a new language?
You know the feeling, right? You're looking at a page, you know almost every word, but the actual meaning, the point of it all, just isn't landing. It's got to be one of the most frustrating things. But hey, the good news is there is absolutely a way to fix it.
And that's the key right there. Becoming a great reader isn't some kind of innate talent you're born with. Nope, it's a skill. And just like any other skill, you can learn it, you can practice it, and you can master it with the right approach. So to get you there, we're going to break down this really powerful framework. Just think of it like the complete blueprint for becoming a seriously confident and strategic reader. It's all about having the right tools, the right plans, and of course, the right kind of practice. First things first, let's talk about the tools. A really skilled reader doesn't just go from left to right, top to bottom, no way. They use a whole toolkit of strategies to actually dig in, engage with the text, and build understanding from the ground up.
The very first tool in that kit is predicting. So before you even read a single sentence, you're looking at the title, the pictures, the headings, anything that gives you a clue. This simple little act gets your brain warmed up. It activates everything you already know about the topic, and it gets you ready to start making connections. It's kind of like looking at a map before you start a road trip.
Okay, next up are two super important tools that sound similar but are totally different: skimming and scanning. Skimming is like your bird's eye view. You're just flying over the text to get the general gist, the main idea. Scanning, though, that's more like using a laser pointer to find one specific thing, like a name, a date, or a number, without getting bogged down by everything else. Both are absolutely essential for reading efficiently. So here's how you actually put those tools to work. You start by predicting what the text is about. Then you skim it real quick to get the main idea. Once you've got your bearings, that's when you dive in for the detailed read. And finally, you take a step back and think critically about it. It's this dynamic four-step dance that turns you from a passive to an active reader. So, you've got your tools. Awesome. What's next? Well, you need the right materials and a solid plan. And that's where the blueprint for a great reading lesson comes into play, focusing on what you're reading and how you're approaching it. Now, the materials we choose are so important. On one side, you have authentic texts. This is the real deal, stuff written for native speakers, like news articles or blogs. They are fantastic for getting exposed to natural language. On the other side, you've got graded texts, which are carefully simplified for a learner's level. The sweet spot? You guessed it, a healthy mix of both. Okay, let's talk about the plan. How does this all come together? Well, a perfectly structured lesson usually follows this classic three-stage model. The pre-reading stage gets you all set up. The while reading stage guides you through the text with specific things to do. And the post-reading stage is where you really make that knowledge stick, through discussion or writing. It's a super logical flow from getting prepared to actually applying what you've learned. Okay, so we have our tools and we have our blueprints. This final pillar is all about becoming a true craftsman. It's about developing that fluency, that intuition, and yeah, that love for reading that only comes with lots and lots of practice. And honestly, this is the heart of it all. The real goal isn't just about passing a test. It's about unlocking the ability to read for fun, out of curiosity, or just to grow as a person. And that's where something called extensive reading comes in. So what's the secret sauce here? The rules are actually pretty simple, but they're incredibly powerful. Read what you find interesting. Read a lot of different things, make sure it's not crazy difficult, and, this is a big one, do it just for the pure joy of reading, not because you're going to be quizzed on it. It's all about building a good, sustainable habit. And the payoff for doing this? Oh, it's huge. Reading a lot is like a superpower for learning a language. You can see here it's a massive vocabulary booster, without flashcards. It seriously improves your reading speed, it builds your confidence, and it even helps you get a natural feel for grammar, all without memorizing a single rule. It's amazing. So you can see just how incredible those gains are from just building that simple habit. Now let's bring it all home. We've looked at the tools, the blueprints, and the craftsmanship. Let's see how these three pillars lock together to build a truly independent, lifelong reader. And here it is, the whole system in one shot. You've got your strategies. Those are your tools for actively engaging with the text. You've got your texts and tasks. That's the blueprint for how you structure your learning. And you've got extensive reading. That's the craftsmanship, where you build real fluency and passion. You really do need all three. Each one supports the others. So here's the big takeaway. When you combine these active strategies with really well-designed lessons and a real habit of reading for pleasure, you kickstart this powerful cycle of growth. You go from that initial frustration to genuine confidence and real comprehension. You're not just reading words anymore, you're understanding the entire message behind them.
And that just leaves us with one final thought. You now have the blueprint for becoming an amazing reader. So the only question left is, what are you going to build with it? How are you going to change the way you read, starting right now?